My cousin Joe has had a really difficult time this year. My uncle Mike, his dad, died at the age of 58 in December last year, and it was very sad. I really miss him, and I really feel for my cousin. And we were just chatting about emotional release and emotional intelligence, and it inspired me to share some ideas that I have around the value of cathartic emotional release as a way of regulating the system and supporting a response to the current situation that's appropriate. Joe was talking about how numb he feels most of the time until an eruption, a volcanic eruption of anger or grief overwhelms him. And the way that I see this is that there are unfelt feelings inside my system, inside my body from the past that I wasn't able to or didn't know how to properly feel. And these unfelt feelings, they want to be felt. That's their goal, that's their job, that's their purpose. And for a long time, my purpose was to keep a lid on especially uncomfortable feelings so that I wouldn't have to deal with what that felt like. But over time, I've been able to grow my capacity, my tolerance, my willingness to feel. One of the things that's helped is doing some cathartic release of certain energies. And when I do this, I am in control of that release rather than being activated by a present moment situation, feeling anger or sadness, and then having the residual anger or sadness hitch a ride on my overreaction in the moment and bring through a flood, a torrent, an eruption of feeling that feels out of control. When I choose the time and place, when I'm feeling relatively calm, to allow sadness or anger or joy through, then these unfelt feelings can hitch a ride on something that's not happening to me, but I am activating within myself. And that means that I can process unresolved tensions, unfelt feelings in my system in a time and place that's appropriate, in a way that causes no harm. It could be to dance. I could, if I want to cultivate joy, I could just start laughing. Ha ha ha! Until the real laughter overtakes. And unfelt joy can hitch a ride on that laughter as it comes out. I'm much more in control when I do that, rather than going into some sort of manic episode of out of controlness. I might want to cathartically express and release anger. I might choose something soft to hit. I might scream out loud or into my hand to support my system to realize that, here is another time that I'm allowed to express, and my unfelt anger can hitch a ride on something that's much more within my control. We can have a time limit on it. We can make sure that no one's affected adversely by my unfelt feelings, and then it can be completed. And if I do this on a regular basis, then the unfelt feelings, even if they didn't get to hitch a ride and come up and out and be felt as they wish to be felt, they know that their opportunity is going to come again. So having a regular practice. For me, dance is a beautiful one. Sadness can occur when I'm dancing and moving my body. And when I allow that feeling rather than shoving it back down again, then it can flow. My song Every Setting Sun is about that. It's about letting sadness flow through rather than keeping a lid on it and trying to, oh no, I shouldn't feel that way, so I'll keep it down. I don't get to choose my emotions. I didn't get to choose even back then the ones that I didn't fully feel and are sitting inside of me waiting to hitch a ride on an emotion coming through. But now that I'm able, I get to choose. I get to choose when and where do I have this. And then once I've done enough release, it's really a never-ending situation, but once I've done enough, then the problems and the ups and downs of life that face me in the moment, I respond with an appropriate level of emotion rather than a strong overreaction. So that's the beauty of being willing to make time, make it a practice, like building a muscle at a gym so that I can carry something heavy or protect myself from injury in the future. This is the gym for the emotions, so that in the future, when anger arises or sadness or fear, I can recognize it, I can see it for what it is, I can act appropriately and not be overwhelmed by all those past unfelt feelings wanting to be completed. Thanks to Joe for allowing me to share his story, and I wish peace and goodwill to all beings, myself, Joe, and all beings.